Hi guys, welcome to class today. So this is EDU-SOLUTION. This is what we do, providing answers to every of your questions. So today we are going to be treating again equation of uniformly accelerated motion. Before now, if you have not watched that video, kindly go back, watch that videos. You will see in that videos I've been able to show to you how to derive the first equation, the second and the third, even the fourth. I know some authors can call it 3 equations, some can call it 4, irrespective of that. So that's not what we are arguing here. The major thing is that we need those 4 equations to solve every question that we want to solve, as long as it requires using those formulas. So now we want to solve this question. But before we solve this, I remember if you go back to that video to watch that, you see this is where I stopped in that video, that we have this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I was trying to explain to you that you may find it this way, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. We are not going to be using plus minus throughout. So it's depending on the motion of the object. Is it going up or is it coming down? So that's what we tell when we are going to use plus or when we are going to use minus. So I want to explain to us in this place again. Now look at this. So for motion under gravity, look at what I have here. That let's start with this. For motion under gravity, S is equal to H, because if you have to do with gravity, that means it's talking about vertical. Just like as I am, you cannot talk. S here is talking about distance or displacements as you will have it, but H is talking about height. As I am now, I am vertically standing. You can't say my distance. Rather, you say what? My height. So this is the reason why we are using S to replace H to replace X. So same thing goes to this A. A is acceleration due to gravity. We are replacing it with what? G, which is A is acceleration, linear acceleration, while G here is acceleration due to gravity. So we are interchanging it. Why? Because it now involves motion under gravity. So this is what we are having. I was trying to explain to you before now in my previous video. So that if we have a downward motion, we use plus G. Do you get it? If we have an upward motion, we are having minus G. This is what we mean. I think in that video I also told you that at a certain height, if for example a pilot dropped a missile, dropped a bomb, as the bomb is coming down, is going in the direction of the force of gravity. That's what we refer to as downward motion. We use plus G. But if from this earth you throw anything upward, so since the thing is going upward, we use minus G because it is opposite to the direction of the acceleration, force of gravity rather. This one is in the same direction. So when it's same direction, we use plus. When it's opposite direction, we use minus. So now this equation we have here, I want to put it here. I will use only one sign. I'm not using plus and minus again. For this one, since it's a downward motion, if I want to rewrite this, I will now have UV is equal to U plus GT. So of course, I'm not using A again. I'm using G because I just said that A is equal to G. Then the next one, number 2, I'm having S is equal to UT plus half GT squared. You see, I didn't talk about this. This one is known as it were equation that we use when it involves gravity. So that's the reason why we are skipping this. So we have 1, 2, 3. So the next one, which is the last one, is number 3. We have V squared is equal to U squared plus 2GH. Remember I said S is equal to H. So I have just substituted. So that's what we're having here. So same thing. This, what we have here, is what we are going to have here. The difference is, instead of using plus, I will be using minus. So the first one is V equal to, we have U minus GT. We have S is equal to UT minus half GT squared. And then finally, we have V squared is equal to U squared minus 2GH. So this is what we have. Now, I also like you to know one thing again, that if we have an object that is at rest, for any object at rest, we have U is equal to 0 because the object is at rest. Okay? For any object that is moving and is later brought to rest, V will be equal to 0. So for any moving object brought to rest, we have that v is equal to 0. So this is what we mean that if I have a car that is moving, so the car is moving with a certain velocity. So if that car stops, so that means the final velocity, which is v, is equal to 0. But if we have a car parked in a particular place and it's not moving, okay, so but when it starts moving, the velocity it was having before, since it was in a particular place, it was not moving before, so u will be 0. Okay, that's the same thing as if I throw any object upwards. Are you following? If I throw any object upwards, so I threw it with an initial velocity u. So when it gets to a certain height, it's going to stay there for a short time. At that height, at that maximum height, v is equal to 0. Okay. In the same way, if I throw any object from up, if I throw it down, as it's coming down, before I throw it, at that height where it was released, u is equal to 0. So just take note of this, okay? Now, let's return back to this question. It says a bus driver, we have a bus driver moving at a velocity of this. You can have, that's what we have here. So let's bring out the parameters. That's how we do it in physics. So when you have any questions, bring out the parameters. So it will suggest to you from what we are having, it will tell you which formula we are going to use, whether it's the first one, second one, third one, or even the fourth one, because students are always confused. Sir, I don't even know which one are we going to use. Yeah, formulas are too plenty. This is a problem in physics. So the first thing you're going to do, if you have any questions, bring out the parameters. From what you're having, you will not relate it to what you already know. So it will not tell you the formula we're going to use. So let's check it out. So we have a bus driver moving at a velocity. So you can see the velocity is mentioned here at a velocity of 100 km/h. So this is the velocity with which it was moving. So that means that velocity is what? U, initial velocity. So I'll have that u is equal to 100 km/h. So since the unit for velocity is not km/h, it's meter per second, so we have to convert to meter per second. So we are going to be having 100 kilometer. This is the same thing as this. I hope you know. So this and this are the same thing. So that we have now 100 times 1000 for kilometer is equal to an hour. How many seconds do we have in an hour? That's 60 times 60, which will give us 60 times 60, which will give us, this is 100,000. 100,000. Yes, are we correct? Yes, we are correct. So over 60 times 60 is 3,600. So if this go into this, we are going to be having finally that u is equal to 27.7. Your calculator will say 7cc. So just say 27.7 meter per second. So we have taken our velocity from km/h to meter per second. So we have one parameter there, which is velocity. Let's go ahead with the question again. So suddenly the driver was moving at this speed. He suddenly sees as goat crossing the highway 49 meters ahead. Please don't be confused. You have to be very careful with the parameters we are having here. So the driver was moving at this velocity, and then he saw a goat 49 meters ahead. That's the distance of the goat. That's not the distance the driver covered. Okay, so he had to hit hard on his brake so as to get a maximum retardation of 8.0 meters per second. So don't forget I told you retardation is the same thing as deceleration, which both of them are opposite of what? Acceleration. Do you get it now? So that means this work, what we are having here, look at it here. These are the formula here. So if I want to use acceleration A, I will use, is the same thing as retardation. Do you get it? So, but the difference is I will not be putting plus there. Why? Because it's not acceleration, it's retardation. I told you that in my previous video. So it's retardation. So I am going to be using minus in the formula because the question says retardation. So now we are having, let me put, we have now A is equal to 8.0 meters per second squared. Sorry. So now we have U, we have A. Check this formula. Which one do you think we are going to use? If we want to use, we have A and U given to us. And they ask us, how far will he go before stopping? How far will he go before stopping? That means they are asking us to look for the distance the driver will go before it will stop. Don't forget the goal is at 49 meters ahead. So how far will he go before stopping? So it's the distance we're looking for. So we have U, we have U, we have A, we have X. So now, which formula do we use? You can see this one will not work because there is no S here. You can see this one will not work because there is no acceleration in this place, because we have acceleration in this one. This one, let's check out for this. Time is not given to us in this place, and there is time here, so that means this one will not work. So this is the best formula that will suit that question. Okay, so for clarity, what we have here, I have to bring it here. We have U is equal to 100 kilometer previously, and which we converted to have this. So I just have to make our work neat, I have to bring it here. So our A is, which was here, I have to bring it here, and our X, I think I wrote it somewhere before. So just to make our work neat, so I have to bring it here. So with this now, I also told you that this is the formula we are using. So we are having V squared now is equal to U squared. Are we using plus or minus? We are using minus. We are using minus. I told you, because the reason why we are using minus, because the question says what? Retardation. Retardation is what? Opposite of acceleration. So we are using minus. So instead of writing, we are not taking the 2 like I told you. So we take one which is minus because it's retardation. So we have minus 2ax. So now I also told you that a body that was once moving and finally stopped. So that means the final velocity is what? 0. I told you that. So that means this v here is what? 0 squared, and then equal to u is what we have here, 27.77. We have to square them, and then minus 2 times our a is 8 times our x is what we are looking for. So that we have 0 is equal to 27.77 squared, minus 2 times 8 is 16, and then we have x. If we now collect like terms now, we are having 0. This one will move this way, becomes minus 27.77 squared, yes, is equal to minus 16x. So this one minus this, so that I have 0 minus, so if you press your calculator, 27 times 27.77 is going to give you this is what we are having, 771.1729. okay, please, when you are approximating, always take it to 4 decimal place when you are not done with your question, so that it won't affect your working. So, and then we have equal to minus 16x. Don't forget, this s is the distance that we're looking for. It's not 5. So 0 minus this. So anything 0 minus anything is minus that thing. So we have minus 771.1729 equal to minus 16x. So if I make s to the formula from here, I will have to divide both sides by minus 16. So I have s is equal to minus 771.1729 over minus 16. Minus will cancel minus. So that we have finally s is equal to, we have 771.1729 divided by 16. So we have 48.1983 meters. So this is the answer we are having. So that means the driver, don't forget, he have to hit hard on his brake to get a retardation of what we are having. So now finally we have gotten our answer to be this. So this is the distance the driver got to before the car finally stopped. And don't forget, the goat was 49 meters ahead. So, and our answer is 48 points. So that means it was very close to the goat. He almost killed the goat. So he didn't kill the goat. Remember what we have here? He said, can he avoid hitting the goat? So from our calculation now, since the driver was able to stop at this distance, so he didn't get to 49, that means the goat was spared. So he didn't kill the goat. So any questions that you have, you are not clear about anything, go to the comment section, ask me questions, and when I find it, I'll provide answers to it. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed to our channel, do that, and then you'll be the first to be receiving videos. And when we have live session, which will be coming soon, you will also be notified to participate in that session. Have a nice day.